Look at this city. Hold on, just give it a second. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know. I think the Jefferson Street Bridge is gorgeous at night when it's all lit up like that. Can't really see, but like it's got the reflection on the water like there. It's got the Rockford Public Library all lit up. Isn't that beautiful? Sorry, I just wanted to appreciate how beautiful my city is. But we just finished up at the Music Box. You guys might have seen my last video about Chicago. That didn't go so well. So came down here to the Music Box, and even though Dan might have turned down my 60-second interview idea, he still did take the time to talk to me. We shook hands. It was very nice to meet him. His music is awesome. I recorded a couple songs. I like all genres of music. I want to resonate with as many people as possible, so I record all genres of music. It might not be for you. That's fine. If you like metal, stick around, follow the Homeless Man. We'll go to a metal show here in a couple weeks or so. You know what I mean? I'm always at new music events. So, but Dan Tedesco, let me tell you, I got somewhere I gotta be by 9, and it's 8, and I have to walk. And I do not. I apologize. But so anyway, his show was definitely worth it. I wanted to stay and watch the whole thing. That's my review of Dan Tedesco. I did not want to leave. But I have other stuff that I'm also doing tonight. So, yep. So, Dan, awesome show. And that's the thing. Big bands like Chicago, shit gets weird. You go see a little band, or like an acoustic performer, or like somebody, just a little smaller, you get more of a personal interaction with them. Next time he comes to the Music Box, he'll probably remember me. And yeah. So maybe in the future we can get a 60-second interview with Dan if he changes his mind. But no harm, no foul, no hurt feelings. I wish I could have stayed and watched this whole performance. Now we are walking. It's been about an hour. Chicago has about a 1-hour set. So we're gonna go walk by the Coronado, and hopefully there's no trouble. But I'm not really stopping. Like, unless I actually literally see them within 5 feet of me, I'm not gonna stop. But we do have to walk past the Coronado in order to get where we're going. So I figured I would pull out my phone, because security is weird over here, and I don't want no trouble. But this is all public property. Walking on sidewalks, and you got the right to record. Freedom of press. We've been through all this before. Even though Illinois is very nefarious, by the way. Very nefarious. If you don't believe me, go into the bus stop, the bus station, and try to record in there at all, and watch how fast they stomp on your rights. Yeah. They do the same thing with the courthouse. They do the same thing with the probation office. Anything that has anything to do with Illinois and law enforcement, you cannot record. And that's because most of them are nefarious. I said what I said. Illinois' tax system is corrupt as fuck. And the incarceration system is corrupt as fuck. And especially in Illinois. It's all for profit. All right? They call them correctional facilities. They ain't correcting nothing. Okay? They're locking them up, and then they're collecting your federal tax dollars in order to keep them there. And while they're there, they're not offering them any help with your tax dollars. Matter of fact, drugs are actually easier to get in prison and jail than they are on the streets. True story. So, until we fix those systemic issues, we're going to continue to have issues, problems in the world today. But yeah. So we're walking past the Coronado, and again, like I said, hopefully we don't have any issues. It's not illegal to ask somebody if you can talk to them. You know what I mean? So, security's job is not to be assholes to everybody. Their job is to protect the act from any imminent danger. I am obviously not an imminent danger. I am not armed. I am not threatening. I am none of those things. And therefore, they have no right to even speak to me, really. But I have every right to speak to whoever I want on a public street. So, see how it goes. I do believe they are still in there performing, it looks like. But I don't know. It sounds like they are, but we'll know in just a second because they parked the tour buses right here for every act that comes to the Coronado. Brad Williams will be here on the 26th, the midget comedian. He'll be here. And so I don't see anybody out here. Yeah. Not looking like that one's gonna happen, guys. But you know what's awesome? Even though I said what I said about Chicago earlier, and again, that's just part of my homeless man thing. Like, sometimes I go on a rant. But they have managers. They have tour managers and different things, and so Chicago's kind of an older brand. They're surviving off adrenochrome and children's spinal fluid at this point. So they might die before I ever get a chance to interview them, but whatever. My point is, where there's a will, there's a way. You got things like email and different management and promoters and things you can get a hold of. So who knows? But at the rate my stuff's been going, they'll probably be dead before I ever start a podcast. So no harm, no foul, right? Interviews. I've already done a couple. Okay? I'm not doing those live. All right? If I interview people, it's not going to be live. Because people's attention spans are horrible. And if I'm doing 60-second interviews, I want to be boom, boom, boom to the point. And so a lot of it is pre-rehearsed. I'm going to be honest with my followers. Okay? I send the questions ahead of time. They already know what they're going to say before they ever come on camera or anything like that. Those videos will be dropped separately. They're not going to be live. This is also an effort to make sure that families are respected. When you're talking about people who have died to suicide and overdose and things like that, you really want to run it by people first before you go posting about somebody that did something like that. So don't expect me to be live interviewing people in 60 seconds, but there are some videos already on one of my phones. I got 5 phones, so but I've already done a couple interviews, and I'm just shocked at the number of no's, to be honest with you. I mean, but you throw 100 darts at the wall and 5 of them stick, so it is what it is. But we made it past the Coronado, and no trouble. We're going to go do karaoke with Jim Thomas, like we always do. It's Thursday, so went down to the Music Box. Like I said, I'm going to drop some videos and photos from Dan Tedesco's show. It was awesome. Dan Tedesco, if you're into acoustic music, thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Yeah, it depends on what you're into, but I liked it. So, and got a couple pictures, couple videos while I was down there at the Music Box. I'll post those here shortly. This battery is kind of running low, So my other phones only run off Wi-Fi. And obviously I'm walking, I'm not near Wi-Fi, so this battery is the only one I got. Yeah. Trying to keep the juice in the battery. But yeah, that's where we're going. We're going to Shattered to do karaoke with all my regular friends that I always do karaoke with. I just wanted to stop by and, like I said, support Dan Tedesco and his music and everything, and see what his music was about. It's got a really eerie feel to it, you know. He I don't know how to explain, you know, I'm kind of new to this whole music review thing, whatever, but like he talks about like government and the world today and how it affects people and depression. Like, he's got a real somber mood to his music. But yeah, you'll see that when I post it, I guess. I will post it probably as soon as I get to Shattered and get connected to Wi-Fi, because those videos are on one of my Wi-Fi phones. Yeah, if y'all haven't figured it out yet, this is kind of my life. Get up every morning, 8 a.m., look for a job, email, call temp agencies, try to find a job. HR managers leave at about between 2:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon, depending on what company you're talking about. And so, you know, after about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, if I haven't been able to land a job, I look at all the events in town and I find either a free or a cheap one to go to, and I support local musicians. Me and my 146 friends in the Sober Lit family now. We're growing, guys. Last time I knew, Sober Lit family had 121 members. I look back, we're at like 140 something. So thank you to everybody out there who's talking about the Sober Lit family and supporting local music. If you are in a band and you see this video, okay, you have events already posted on Facebook, yeah? Okay, so if you want the Sober Lit family to see your event, all you got to do is share your event posting, the actual event posting, not like a picture or something like that, but like the actual event page on Facebook. You hit share to groups, share it into the Sober Lit family. Everybody there will see that you're doing a show at this day at this place. Okay, I try to share those event postings in there. Anytime I see Creation Denied, Our Dismay, Reckless Redemption, So-Called Saints, 99 Proof Devils, man, I can't, From Ashes to Embers, Embers Rise, Psychobilly Death Pounds. If you have a band that I haven't mentioned, tag them below, okay? But anytime any of these bands post their event, I try to share it into the Sober Lit family. Now, Mark Zuckerberg limits the number of times that I can share things, okay? So if you want to guarantee that it's going to get seen in the Sober Lit family, I need you to share your event in the Sober Lit family, okay? I can't keep sharing them all because it uses up all my shares. But I would love to support local music through the Sober Lit family, and that's how I do it. So if you're in a band, you see this video, you have an event posted anywhere, Wisconsin, Michigan, California, I don't care, wherever it's at, okay, the Sober Lit family, we are trying to get a member of the Sober Lit family in all 50 states, okay? So there you go. All right, wherever your event is, you can post it in the Sober Lit family. Eventually, hopefully, we'll have members in the Sober Lit family from those states who will also go to those shows. So let's continue to grow. Let's continue to share local music. Let's continue to support each other, okay? And how you support me is through watching and sharing my videos. That's how you do it, okay? You guys may have seen, if you're in the Sober Lit family, I shared this. Yes. What's up, Ricky? Ricky is one of the founding members of the Sober Lit family. Me and a small group of friends started this concept a while back, and it has been growing. So that's awesome. But yeah, Ricky, big supporter of local music. Shout out Ricky. Everybody knows Ricky. And trying to think where I was going because that comment came by. You distracted me, buddy, but that's all right. PTSD is a real thing, guys. For those of you who don't know, the homeless man has PTSD. And so sometimes I get to talking and then PTSD. It just blanks out. And then I gotta take a minute like this to remember what the hell I was talking about. What was it? We were talking about sharing your own events into the Sober Lit family, so that way I don't use up all my shares. Trying to grow the Sober Lit family across all 50 states. Anybody who goes to shows or events, anything like that, post your photos. Like if you have any photos of people, like band members that you've met, anything like that, cool, share it there. You can pretty much share anything in the Sober Lit family, guys. I literally have all the rules turned off for Sober Lit family. There are no rules. So if you caught a fish and it made you happy, post your big fish there. I don't care. Whatever it is, right? If you lost a loved one to suicide or overdose and you want them to be remembered for who they were and not what happened, post a picture there. Tell us a little bit about who they were and what they meant to you. Don't tell us how they died. That's not very important. What's important is that people understand that these are real people who lived real lives, and we'd like to know about them. You know, I go to these shows, and I started the Sober Lit family, and I look back at my friend Zachary, who I mentioned in a video earlier, and that kid could fill a whole room with people. Like, we used to throw house parties, and he used to have 500 people in a backyard of a little house in Loves Park, paying $20 to get in the door. People coming from Chicago and Missouri and Iowa and different things to party with us. And this was back in like 2014. And so I wish he was alive today, because I know Sober Lit family would be so much bigger and so much further along with his contributions. But unfortunately, Zach's not with us today. And so every show I go to, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I wish Zach could be there. You know? And I'm sure there's somebody that out there that when you go to a show, you wish that there's somebody you wish could be there too. And so that's why I always say, go to that show. Go to that show, okay? Because somebody out there couldn't. Okay, there's graveyards full of people. Graveyards full of people that can't go to that show. So if you want to go to that show, go. And if you don't have anybody to go with you, go alone. Go alone. I just did. I went to Dan Tedesco by myself. So don't be afraid to go alone. Right? There's Jefferson Street Bridge again. Anyway, guys, I'm not gonna bore you guys any longer. Y'all know what to do, okay? Man, it's cold out here. That's right. We're about halfway to where we're going. Love yourself, love others, and love the world around you. We'll see you next time. Peace.